The Philippines views with interest and some concern reports regarding the navigation notice number 0069 released on the website of the Maritime Safety Administration on 27 June 2020 concerning the conduct of military exercises by the Chinese People's Liberation Army in the South China Sea, particularly in waters of Paracel Islands from 1 to 5 July 2020. For this period, no vessel shall be allowed to navigate within the prescribed area, and all vessels shall have to follow the guidance of the commanding Chinese ship on the site. My first reaction was to check the coordinates in the navigation notice. My standing instruction to the Department of Foreign Affairs is that countries which for now lack the puissance to respond appropriately to challenges to their territorial integrity must aim for accuracy in law and in geography. The Chinese naval military exercises, if they stick to their coordinates, do not impinge on Philippine territory. These exercises are taking place in waters of Jisha Islands, the Paracels, over which Vietnam claims sovereignty. Should the exercises spill over to Philippine territory, then China is forewarned that it will be met with the severest response, diplomatic and whatever else is appropriate. We have previously protested the establishment of districts Xisha and Nansha under the administrative jurisdiction of Sansha City, noting that the creation of Sansha City is null and void ab initio for being devoid of basis in international law. This is the problem with playing fast and loose with historical narratives and historical names. They open themselves to error unless the real purpose is to excuse unchallenged mistakes that may over time harden into rights. At a time like this, one would think that simulated military exercises would be more in keeping with the spirit of friendly cooperation that China has encouraged everyone to take. On the practical side, there are the open seas, unless again, the purpose is to establish a perennial and unchallenged presence that may in time congeal into right. To be sure, China is just as entitled as any other power to invoke freedom of navigation in its military exercises. But that freedom, it bears reminding, requires a straight and uninterrupted voyage. We continue to look to China as our nearest and biggest trading partner. If China's mercantilist economic policy, as General McMaster described it to me, allows it to use trade and investment in the mutual interest. Along with its recently created 800 million middle class and growing, China's presence and participation is essential to the success of any post-COVID recovery of our national, regional, and the global economy. I will end on what has become a trite but still true statement. We call on the erring parties to refrain from escalating tension and abide by the responsibilities under international law, notably UNCLOS. We urge them to adhere to the rule of law and their commitments to international instruments such as the 2002 Declaration of the Conduct of the Parties in the South China Sea, particularly the exercise of self-restraint in the conduct of activities that would complicate or escalate disputes and affect peace and stability, especially in this pandemic. The Philippines has consistently protested violations of international legal obligations and commitments and strongly condemned the conduct of such activities in areas of the South China Sea within the Philippines' sovereignty, sovereign rights, and jurisdiction, including waters of the Calayan Island Group and the Scarborough Shoal. Thank you.